This is the tragic story of former NBA star Brandon Roy. What's up, guys? It's your boy Myles, back with another Swishout video. And before I jump into the Brandon Roy story, I have to say thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. It means so much. Right now we're about at 1,200. Stick around to the end of the video so you guys can hear my thank yous and all that good stuff. But on to the Brandon Roy story, guys. Let me get my sad tone back on. Stay tuned, Jay. Now, Brandon Roy played for the Portland Trail Blazers, where he was the Rookie of the Year. He was selected to 2 All-NBA teams, and he made 3 NBA All-Star teams. But Brandon had to overcome obstacles before his NBA star career. In high school, Brandon Roy suffered from a learning disability, which caused him to really struggle on a well-known test called the SAT. And P.S. I hate that test, G.
Fuck school! Fuck all this bullshit! What the fuck?
But it took Brandon Roy 4 tries to meet NCAA requirements, but he eventually did and began his college career at Washington University, where he led them to 2 Sweet 16 appearances and entered the NBA draft in 2006 and got selected number 6 overall by the Minnesota Timberwolves. But Minnesota traded him to Portland, where he had immediate impact. He averaged 16 points per game, shooting 37% from deep, and won the Rookie of the Year in just 57 games. But that was the problem and where it all started. He only played 57 games due to impingement in his left knee. But then in his second year, he played so good he actually earned a spot on the Western All-Star team. Now fast forward to the off season of his 3rd year, where he actually had to go through surgery to remove cartilage in his left knee. Now this is a major procedure for anyone, especially an athlete, and let me tell you why. The cartilage in your body is the tissue between bones in areas like your elbows and your knees. This soft tissue between different bones allows you to have smooth movements when you use different parts of your body. Without that tissue, it will be a struggle for you to do basic things like a squat or even a push-up because you don't have that tissue, and it will literally just be bone rubbing on bone. So you get my drift, and entering Brandon Roy's 3rd season, he had to remove this major tissue from his left knee. And even in his 3rd season, going through this pain, he still made a 2nd consecutive All-Star game. Man, that dude was a soldier playing through that. But in his next season, he suffered a right meniscus tear in his right knee, his other knee. And get this, in that season, even though he was going through pains that can literally affect his walking ability in the future, he still played through it, made an All-NBA team, averaging 21 points, shooting 47% from the field. His injuries in his knees was so bad that a surgeon that was working on him even said this: his knees were now bone on bone. And the surgeon even gave the Trailblazers 3 suggestions for Brandon Roy's future. Number 1, limit his practice reps to almost nothing. Number 2, play him off the bench for 65 to 75 games. And number 3, just pray for the long-term outcome. But everything Brandon went through, you knew he wasn't having that. In his 2010-2011 season, he went through another surgery on both knees again, and he went through this surgery on both knees in January and came back in February. And mind you, these aren't little surgeries, these are major procedures. And for the remainder of that season, Brandon Roy and LaMarcus Aldridge carried that Trailblazers team to the playoffs and actually battled the 2011 NBA champions in a 6-game series. But in the following offseason, where the lockout happened, Brandon Roy finally realized how severe his injuries was and decided to retire from basketball. And Brandon said that his knees had degenerated so much that he lacked cartilage between the bones of both knees. And sadly enough, he was retiring at the young age of just 28, just entering his prime. So he took a year off and he really retired, but like any competitive athlete, it was hard for him to walk away, so he decided to come back the following season. Brandon Roy signed with the team that originally drafted him, the Minnesota Timberwolves, and partnered up with All-Star Kevin Love and Ricky Rubio, but he didn't have success here. He came back a little chunkier, he averaged 5 points, and eventually he was waived that following May. And after being released, he respectfully said, "Afterwards, anytime you walk away from the game, you have what ifs." I feel I was able to answer those questions last year by going out there and giving it all I had. That's the video though, guys. Like I said, man, thank you guys so much for 1,000 subscribers. In the video I had when I talked about the Warriors and Cavs rivalry and stuff, I said we're going to hit 1,000 by January 24th. And then I changed because it didn't seem realistic, and I said by the end of January. We got it January 17th, man. Thank you guys so much for the support. It means a lot. If you like the video, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. I thought I had something on my wall. It's been your boy Myles, man. I am out. I
don't want no picture with the president. I just want to talk to the man. Speak for the boys in the bando, and my nigga never walking again. Apologize if I'm harping again. I know these things happen often, but I'm back on the scene. I was lost in a dream as I write this a teen down in Austin. I've been building me a house back home in the South.